do this, motherless people and the people with mothers. But let's turn the fan on first. A little warm. Let me check off on my things. Today is Assumption Day for those who celebrate. I'm assuming you celebrate it. I don't think that's what it means. Mr. Frank subscribed for 37 months. The first time. Thank you for the subscription and reminder. Everyone just please subscribe or resubscribe and also to follow me on the YouTube. Or as me and the young kids say, the YT. I don't know if the other kids say that. I do know I'm going to take off my Fitbit-ish watch and charge it. And also, I left the house today and my wrist is all sweaty and shit. Ugh. There's got to be at least one kid who says it, right? But is that the kid that they beat up on the bus on the way to and from school? More than likely. My nails are getting very long. I have to cut my nails. I like my nails just a teens longer than normal. So then it makes nice clicking sounds. But now it's getting to the point where like I can do like a French manicure. Oui, oui. No, it's not time yet. I mean, next page, Mr. Frank, for no reason. Next page. My problem is then I bite my nails, and I should not be biting my nails, you know? Biggest Loser doc today. Bitches, you know it. I think that's what we're going to be doing tonight. Which means it's a three-parter. Tonight, me and my wife will watch all three parts. You will watch one part. Then Sunday, you will watch part two. And then Monday, when I want to talk about it here live on Twitch, you'll say, I haven't watched the whole thing. They'll be watching the first third of part one tonight. Exactly. But I've been this thing like crazy. Yeah, better be good is right. Any reaction to the big Megadeth news? What's the? I don't even know what the big Megadeth news is, to be honest with you. Is he quitting again? Is this the last tour for the 8th time? He can't play guitar anymore. Is he back on drugs? Is he off of the drugs he was back on? They putting the original band back together. Last album, last tour in 2026. I'll believe it when I see it. Let's say he needs money in 2030. What, you think it's going to take that long? You mean in 2027? We're just going to do a couple of shows. I'll go, you know what? Slayer did it. We're allowed to do it. There's Tom Duffy. I bet he's heard about the Megadeth stuff. Retirement sells, but who's buying? Exactly. Almost positive Tom was the 16th guitarist in Megadeth. You know what? You're not far from the truth. I was approached, but my high school band had a gig at Funtown, so I turned him down. That makes sense. Chad Lutsky in the house. Geezer Butler's going to play all day's parts on the new record. Happy Friday. And he will too. And you know what? Geezer will play them better. At this point, what else is Geezer Butler doing, right? Geezer Butler wrote all their lyrics. Geezer better. You know, though, here's the hope. Positive Friday. Dave goes out on his own. You know what I'm saying? He's not like, we need to start playing all these state fairs in Milwaukee so Nick Zinn and his imaginary girlfriend can go see us at the state fair. We need to walk away while it's our time. You know what I'm saying? I'm sick of touring. I'm sick of everything. Just want to live my life and scream and yell about politics online. He's gonna be the Roseanne Barr of heavy metal. Megadeth opening for Boys to Men at the Wisconsin State Fair. Exactly. That's what's in his future, unless he gets out now. So are they planning on doing like a big world tour or something? Because I do hope for a good record from them. It's like every record in the past 20 years has had that one or two really, really good standout old school Megadeth song, but then he does his weird horror talk, like 5 songs. Hopefully the idea is like, you know what? Let's just throw every idea I have left, and let's see what shakes out of this. You know, let's make an old school Megadeth record. That would be cool. I actually really like most of Supercloud. I really haven't listened to it that much. Again, it's like when Spotify will play a random song if I'm listening to like a thrash metal daily mix or something. I'll be like, I've never heard this before. This is pretty good. Let me add this to my favorites. And most of the time I like it. Most of the time there's not many Megadeth songs that I haven't listened to a lot that I don't like. It's like there's like he had like sweating bullets. He had like all the talking the talking parts and all this, and then he was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna do this instead of trying to sing. He's like, hey you, talking to what? Like, no, don't do that. Black Tooth Grin. So I got it twice in the '80s. Good stuff. Once headline and once with Dio. I saw. I want to say it was probably at the Meadowlands, maybe Nassau Coliseum. It was uh, Megadeth headlined, Anthrax, and Testament. I want to say it was those 3 bands. Mr. Frank saw Megadeth a couple, 3 times, but I think I've only seen Megadeth. I think I've only seen them once. Like I never saw them in a club anywhere. Um, I never saw them opening up for Motley Crue. I was always Tesla. Once was Ozfest. I don't think I ever. I don't think I ever went to Ozfest. I remember seeing Ozzy in Homedale at the Art Center. Ozzy with Prong and that band that sang the Nice Shot song. That band opened. I don't remember the name of that band. They weren't all that good, and nobody gave Filter. Thank you. Filter opened, and then nobody gave a shit sitting out on the lawn until they played that song. Surprisingly, uh, last song. And Prong was good, but I like Prong, but every song sounds the same. They all have that same beat. I like that beat, but there's not a lot of variety in Prong. The one band I never liked that I always got stuck sitting through because they were always opening for other bands was Queensryche. Really, I liked. Well, I saw Queensryche headline at the Art Center with Faster Pussycat opening, which is kind of a weird thing. But I always liked Queensryche. I think I saw them like 2 or 3 times. I saw Queensryche. I think when the first album had just come out, the EP had already been out, and I saw them at Lemoore. Thanks for sending me that thing about Lemoore, Frank. That was very cool. Or what used to be Lemoore. The problem with Queensryche was that they were too good in sounding. Yeah, I agree with all of the background stuff and the light show and everything. It was, yeah. There was never going to be in a Queensryche concert was never going to be any different from the last night. All of the everything they say on stage has got to be exact and the same within seconds because the backing tracks and the light show, everything, yeah. But I thought they were good. I thought they were better than Faster Pussycat that night. And I liked Faster Pussycat. I just didn't think they were really put on a good show. Although, I mean, looking back, you're talking this is like 88, 89, something like that. They were probably so fucked up in the head at that point. He's just like up on stage thinking, man, how many more years do I have until I can throw my girlfriend off of a cruise ship? Too soon. Tom says, Filter, we have, hey man, nice shot, but I can't come up with the next line. Geezer Butler, nice shot, man. Everyone is better than Faster Pussycat on any night. Except for Slaughter. Awful. I am positive Slaughter is awful. I was a shallow metalhead when I was young, so if I couldn't get behind the singer's hair, then I checked out. That's why I wasn't a Priest fan until I was in my 30s. And Jeff's hair was ridiculous. Jeff's hair was monumental. Really, you couldn't get into Priest. It's like Priest and Maiden are the like the two bands that I got into first. First Maiden, and then Priest, like right after. It's like you have to. It's like they're joined at the hip back in the early '80s. But I also listen to all of the what they now call hair metal. I also listen to all that shit because I like to go to concerts where there were actually chicks drinking, and it wasn't just like a Slayer crowd. It was just a shit ton of dudes, basically trying to be hard and heavy and not give any signs that they might be gay. I just couldn't do the short hair thing with Halford. I think when he had the short hair, he looked ridiculous. I was glad because he was, already starting to get older and starting to lose it. I liked it better when he just shaved his head, and I was like, oh, good, because like that, like British Steel, like from British Steel and on, point of entry, like the videos and all that. I'm like, you really look ridiculous. First listen to Iron Maiden only based on the cool album cover. Yeah, yeah. I was listening to, Billy Squire, which I still listen to. Still one of my favorite bands of all time. Like Jay Giles, Joan Jett, Robert Plant. Not too much Zeppelin or any of that. I was never a fan of the '70s stuff, but my mom was. I think that's why I was not a fan. But then Eric Goldberg in '82 played me Iron Maiden Number of the Beast. He says, "Come over to my house after school. I got to show you something." I'm like, all right. And then he put that on, and I was like, "Holy crap, what is this?" I'm like, "It's this weird talking part. Holy shit, is that heavy?" That was it. And then it was like Iron Maiden, then Judas Priest, and then we just listened to whatever we can get our hands on. You're telling every '80s kid's story with Maiden, Tom. Yeah, pretty much. Two long hairs that didn't look cool. Rob Halford and Kevin Dubrow. Kevin Dubrow, we saw him at Trade Winds, like years later, like in the 93, 94, something like that. It was Quiet Riot, Warrant, Firehouse, and somebody else I don't even remember. and he had like that full head of curly hair, and you could just tell he had a hair transplant. And he looked dumb, but he looked less dumb when at least he was just balding in all the videos. Like it just looked unreal. Poor Dubrow with that hair, right? Because he looked like he was about 70 years old when he was like in his 20s. Yeah, that hair was rough. I saw them at Birch Hill like 95-ish. Klaus Chow Main's hair. Yeah, exactly. It's like they went to the same barber. Yeah, I was like, dude, where all the hair come? Yeah. So you saw him around the same time that I saw him. I just saw them at Tradewinds. It was, I can't think of the other band. I know it was Firehouse. I know it was Warrant. It was like one of those bands. It's funny. Yeah, but Klaus still has that. He still has that same, like that same hair. I mean, that guy's like 1,000 years old now, right? Scorpions. What did they just do? 60 years? That's crazy. Ronnie Dia was riding that Klaus Dubrow line too, but he could pull it off. Yeah, he was so little. He could get away with it. I just love seeing all those guys from the '80s now, and whenever they're playing, they all have short hair and they're all wearing hats because they have no hair on top from all the shit they put in their hair back then. Because back then it was not cool to have your head shaved. You had to have super long hair so you could thrash about, acting like a maniac. Whiplash. Like Kirk Hammett losing all of his hair and then all those stupid plugs and stuff. Good times. Good times. I did not watch any more of the Guitar Science Metal, whatever the hell the name of that YouTube guy is. I did not watch any more of those. Ooh. Bret Michaels bandana wig. Yeah. Remember like when he was in the hospital? He was near death. He still had his bandana on. Or he's got his cowboy hat with all the hair sewn into it. What's on? I'm going to tell you what's under that bandana. Nothing but skin. And he seems like the kind of dude that would just look ridiculous with no hair. But for a band like that, who's known for their hair more than their music, you gotta. He can't walk around. He's bolder than Halford. Yeah. And he has what looks like that. He has like that painted facial hair, like Hulk Hogan when he was in the NWO. He probably looks like Riff Raff from Rocky Horror without that bandana. It's a little ridiculous. I think he's probably got a risk. I feel like he lost like a little bit, right? And then all of a sudden he like freaked out. Like I don't think he might not be bald, but it's like up here somewhere. He did an indie movie in the '90s where he played a bald prison inmate. Did he not have the bandana on? I remember he wrote that, co-wrote or whatever. He did that movie. Did he not have the bandana on? I just assumed. He shaved his head for the role, but I think he's like, okay, I shaved my head. They're like, wow, that was real quick. We didn't even hear the razor. We didn't hear anything turn on. No, I shaved. It's shaved. Oh, you missed a couple. You have some few stray hairs like Homer Simpson. Nope. Shaved it. Completely just giant hair. Shaved it all off. Good times. Chad, did you and the missus hit your magic 1,000 subscribers yet? I love watching those videos of people who think, I have 1,020 subscribers and I'm making $50 billion a month. Yeah, we hit 1K earlier this year. Are you actually making some decent money? You don't have to give me exact figures, obviously. But are you guys at least, does it at least feel worth it? Are you guys at least making some cash on it? Because it's just a gamut of, yeah, so I'm making $18 a month to, yeah, I'm making $18 million a month. Like they're just, and they're all sharing their numbers. And I'm like, I don't understand any of this. I don't understand what you people are doing. No. Plus, I've been so busy with other stuff, I haven't been posting videos recently. Well, that's not good. Not good at all. I gotta finish this chapter so Tom can write a chapter before the weekend. See, I was kind of hoping you were gonna go, oh yeah, we're making like $5,000 a month doing this. That's kind of what I was looking for, Chad. It is Positive Friday. Might take this weekend off from writing. Oh, if I don't, I'll be on Sunday. So I tried to get on YouTube Live yesterday, and it kept. Did Crazy Eddie review new post? Yeah, it was up yesterday at 5 o'clock. It's been up for like 16 hours or something. Pay attention. Jesus. Yeah, it went up last night. No notifications. Of course not. Of course not. But YouTube kept saying there was an error and they could not connect. I'm like, what? I tried it like 5 times and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna. At first, I was like, well, I just won't write. I was like, no. I'll go on Twitch and then just dump it up over there. But I like YouTube Live. It just, everything's cleaner. And it seems like it's a better connection. YouTube doesn't make enough money to fix things like notifications or making anything work. Yeah, I'm sure they're piss poor. I went with Win and Andrea to breakfast this morning at the Southern Blend Coffee House in Yulee. Shot my coffee of the day video from there, and I had their super breakfast burrito, which is super delicious. I asked for the salsa. You know, you say, you know, if you want salsa in it, and I never taste salsa in it. I'm like, why do you ask? And then you never put. Doesn't seem like you put salsa in it. Otherwise, it's fucking delicious. Potatoes, scrambled eggs, sausage, cheese, those little peppers, delicious. Chad says they have a small favor to ask everyone. Please go make babies, many of them, and then buy them all my kids' books. Frank's like, I already made babies. Yeah, I got 3. That's more than enough. He is asking for more though, Mr. Frank. In all fairness, it's a fair request. So when you get home tonight, just be like, hey, honey, Chad Lusky, he said please. I don't think we need more of Mr. Frank Seed running around this world, though. Tis but a small favor, yeah. Nope. Was he asking you to go have sex on his behalf? Yeah. Afterwards, you're required to say, that's from Chad Lutsky. And then point at her when she's in the bed. Just, that's from Chad Lutsky. And then just walk away. And then you get halfway out of the room and she's like, thank you, Chad. Thank you. All right, I'm on to another page here. Next page, Nixon! Next page! So, I'm going to give a spoiler. I don't know if any of you actually watched Blind Frog Ranch. But if you do, then tune out for the next couple minutes. I'm a bit sus. The guy who loves writing about kids coming of age under fucked up situations wants me to make more kids. Yeah, isn't that crazy? That is a bit sus. Blind Frog Ranch. After last, no, Amy Bradley, she did not show up on the ranch. Did you finally finish watching that? Son of a bitch. Blind Frog Ranch. At the end of last week's episode, the week before episode, two weeks ago, which I finally watched yesterday. At the end of the episode, Chad, which is a weird name for a dude. Anyway, Chad, he's got his Rasta hair, white dude with Rasta hair. Anyway, he's in a mine shaft, walking around, and he turns back to the camera and he says, "Shh, I hear voices. There's somebody down here." I'm like, well, that's pretty cool. So then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to watch both of these episodes. And then I realized, oh, this is the last season finale episode. Like, what do we got, 8 episodes and we're done? And then they hint, like coming up, they do that garbage. Coming up, and then they hint at that one like 2 more times. Then we get to almost the end of the episode. And then we're at that part, and he's like, "Shh, I hear there's somebody down here with us." And then the other guy says, Josh, not Josh Gates, the other guy, Josh, who's been in mines all his life and blah, blah, blah. He says, no, that's probably just the echo of us talking sometimes with these, because of the tunnels and everything. It will echo, your voice will carry for miles and then it will come back at you. So, like a minute later, you hear voices faintly in the distance. And Chad was like, oh, okay. And then he just walks. And I was annoyed at that. I'm like, no, I wanted there to be people down there with you. I wanted you to find some old 1800s miner or something. You know what I'm saying? Or like a Aztec warrior guarding the treasure, like a Indiana Jones type of thing. That's all. Nick says garbage. No answers. Doc again from Netflix. It makes you wonder though. It makes you lived in my head for a while. My adult books teach you what not to do with your kids. My kids' books teach you what to do. Josh, the homeless man who lives in the mines. Yes, yes. He's a guy who's been in He's been in thousands of mine shafts, and he knows everything about mines and veins of gold and on and on and on. I'm like, all right, shut up. After a while, just shut up. I'm just gonna get canceled for wearing a Lovecraft shirt. When I went to so I go to the coffee place this morning. The guy behind the counter was the same guy who gave me the Happy Birthday Shelley donuts last Friday at the start of MondoCon. So he's like, I know you from somewhere. I said, I got the donuts last. Oh, okay. And he's like, what's that on your shirt? And I'm like, H.P. Lovecraft. He's like, I don't know who that is. I'm like, how old are you? He's like, I'm gonna be 40. I'm like, I said, do you like horror movies? He's like, oh, I love horror movies. Do you read horror books? No, I don't read. Of course you don't. I said, any horror movie you've ever watched is because of H.P. Lovecraft. Really? I said, yeah, that's the simple answer. Or sell me a cup of coffee and one of those breakfast burritos and then look it up on your phone. And then and then he did look it up, and then he came over to the table later. He's like, "Oh, okay. I think I have heard of him." I'm like, "Oh, okay." These days, like wearing a General Lee shirt. No, especially here in Florida, a lot of people are still wearing their General Lee shirt, and most people here don't read, so it's good. So nobody knows who the fuck. It's like, oh, is that some horror movie? Which one is that? Is that one of the Scream movies? That's like Scream 7? Yeah, when I got coffee, Frank, I was like, psh, psh, psh. And I drank the coffee. People who don't read who know about H.P. Lovecraft are in the Klan. Exactly. Pretty much. They recite his N-word poem at the start of every Klan meeting. And we're in Jacksonville, and a lot of Klan activity about 100 years ago or so. I mean, I'm sure there still is Klan activity here. Let's be honest, especially in the boonies where Tom lives. I mean, like if you were to go to StokerCon with it, which I would never in a million years. You couldn't pay me to go to that bullshit. There would be hushed whispers. You could whisper all the fuck you want, bitches. I will fight you. You know what? Just like H.P. Lovecraft, black belt in karate, buddy. Let's do this. Horror Women's Association. Yeah, screw those people. You know what I did? I just put out Stark Lake, which is a cosmic horror book. And H.P. Lovecraft was the first name I threw in there in the fucking description. Because you know why? Screw you. Yeah, he was a racist bastard. He's still the reason that we got all this crap. So shut up. Name a writer who's not a mess. The morality police are everywhere. Yeah, nobody's talking about your buddy there, Chad Lusky, that you love so much. You kiss his ass all the time, using the N word in every single one of his books about 1,000 times. He's a white boy from Texas. You're not supposed to use that word. I don't know. I just felt like stirring some stuff up. And you know what? I have like 6 different Lovecraftian shirts, and I'll wear them all at the same time. Oh, you snowflakes don't like this shirt? Take it off, there's another one. Take it off, there's another. On and on and on. And finally, I'm down to like no shirts, and they're like, well, you got a lot of hair on your body. And I'm like, you want to see this, the Sasquatch, or do you want me to put a shirt on? Yeah, he don't care, but everybody's too afraid to say anything to him. We're a Neil Gaiman. Yeah, that would be a good look. What's funny is they keep on TikTok. They keep recommending him like the very first one for anytime I'm on TikTok. They recommend that be friends with Neil Gaiman. I'm like, why? Is he really even on here at this point? Just funny. Is that still a thing? I mean, we're still doing anything with him? Are we still trying to cancel him? Is he still being an awful person? I mean, I don't really see any of that anymore. And then, yeah, then a Harry Potter shirt. No, not even a Harry Potter shirt. A J.K. Rowling uh, shirt underneath. And then everybody would immediately just try to cancel me. And then people would be online like, oh, I never liked that guy anyway. Whatever. Here we go. I texted you another fun picture of my day at work. So this has become the Nick show. Stop with these. Where the fuck are you that this shit is just lying around? Here's another Nick at work picture. I think the middle one or the one all the way in the bottom is his imaginary girlfriend. I'm not sure which. Could be the top one. I'm not going to judge. Those are just creepy. The top one, the eyebrow, she looks so mad. She's just so mad. Maybe she's a Lovecraft fan, and she hates that she's near the African American head. Let's say you need a new job. That's what you're doing for fun at your job. Because you got all those parts you're gonna build your own Frankenstein monster, Zin monster. Was that before or after you asked the people locked in the bathroom if they wanted to play a game? Pretty much. Zinstein, yeah. Giving them all away, people jumping in the chance to have random mannequins and parts. Fucking hipsters out there. I bet you if young Mike was up there, he would be grabbing some of those parts too. People are weird. Why do they even have, wherever you are, why do they even have them to begin with? Two people reached out on Twitter, Ed Gein 1001 and Tasty Diamond Trees 1991. Those people should definitely have first picks. Did you get your free, what do you get, a free cheeseburger or something? Because the Brewers won 12 in a row? Back itches. You know what? Free back scratch today because it is freaking itchy. Being out in the heat, it's just all sweaty. I've got a lot of back hair. Goodness, this just feels good. I even used the one with all of the little fingers on it. I think I'm like 3,000 words away from having my year in. So hopefully today I will hit it. If I do hit it, then I'm definitely taking tomorrow off. I'm also tomorrow I am interviewing C.W. Blackwell for my interview series on YouTube. It should be interesting talking to him. Free burgers August 20th from 2 to 6 p.m. and free fries with any mannequin parts. Ah, that's why you're giving them it. That makes sense. Nice. Does he have a new book coming out? No, I'm gonna focus because the short story collection came out not too long ago. I try not to when I do these interviews. Obviously, not that you've watched any of them. I try not to dwell on like, hey, what's your new book? Because I want this to be more evergreen of chatting about your career in general type of thing. Did you check out that Jordan Harper podcast? It was his favorite Noir book. I watched them. Chad watches them. Shut up. I did not watch the Jordan Harper thing, but he's got like 5 or 6. In fact, I've messaged him, and after BoucherCon, which he'll be there and I'll be there, and I'll meet him in person. Then he wants to do an interview. So he's like, oh, we can do it at BoucherCon. I'm like, I'd do it on whatever. Tell him I'm gonna say Chad Lusky said he anything but hey. He did not say hey. I was like, Chad Lusky's like, your mustache looks weird. Why do you have that mustache? what year of the 70s did you come from with that mustache? Hey, mustache! But my goal is to, who else I got coming? William Boyle next week, who did the Saint of the Narrow Street book. I'm interviewing him. I'm interviewing Christina Niles, who does tropical author stuff. I did. What else I got? I think that's it for the rest of this month. Somebody said go make babies. I'll tell everyone I interview. Before we start the interview, Chadletsky said to go make babies. But after the interview, in 20 minutes, go make babies. Nice! William Boyle, yeah. I'm just going to talk about you the whole time, Tom. I'm totally using Chad as an excuse to ask women inappropriate questions. Yeah. That does make sense. There's my neighbor Neil. Some of you has met Neil. It's Shelly's 50th birthday. He is wearing urban fatigue camo shorts, a black t-shirt, a big gold chain around his neck, and a black, just an all-black baseball hat. What are you in a Public Enemy video? That seems like it was racist, but he just reminded me of Chuck D. I will get this chapter done today, Tom. I swear. It's probably not right now. Mr. Frank, so check it out, girl. There's this kids' charity, so we're gonna have to lay it down for the cause. You know, whatever it takes. And you know what they say about those Perth Amboy girls. Is he in dragon cosplay? Oh, you know what? That could be it too. Yeah. Because he's got the same, just the black hat and the black, but he's not as official looking, like he doesn't, it's just a black t-shirt. It's not a button-down black with black jeans and black shoes and black socks and probably black underwear. Wait, didn't you finish the book over the weekend with Tom? Yeah, nosy. And now I'm writing we're on chapter 7 of the next trilogy. We finished that book, 16 chapters between the two of us. Knocked off that third book of the trilogy, and I immediately jumped into the next trilogy. Because I had an idea, and I was like, you know what, let's do this. Even though I'm woefully behind on Down and Dirty 6, which is due in exactly 2 months, and I'm only 10,000 words into it. So, open the windows in yellow. Hey, dragon, is it cool if I dig? See, if you say yellow, that seems racist. And you know dragon's going to say no. Bad things happen when you dig. Everybody stop digging. You want Thomas to go back to the hospital with a giant lump on his head? I'll tell you, it's just not, it's not the same. Just gonna walk around with that dragon with that puss on his face the whole time, and basically he's the only one that was like, we shouldn't do this. Now it's everybody's like, yeah, let's just dig the mesa up. You know what? If we just stick dynamite in like Nick Zinn does in Milwaukee, if we just blow the mesa up, we'll figure out what's down there. And Dragon should be going, no, we can't do that. No, don't dig. Don't accidentally scuff the ground with your foot, because then bad things happen. All right. I gotta get some. I gotta finish this thing, but ain't gonna happen right this second. I'm only gonna go for another couple 3 minutes. What is this? I made cod yesterday. Cod in the air fryer. 400 degrees, 5 minutes. Here's the key to cod. Take the skin off of it. Rub it down with some olive oil. Salt, pepper, garlic powder. 5 minutes on 400. Pull it out. Lemon juice on the cod. Put it back in another 5 minutes. Chef's kiss. I ate that and I'm like, I am still hungry. 3 tiny little pieces of cod. So then I put shrimp. I made shrimp. And then in a skillet, I just did that in another pot. No air fryer. Cut up sausage. Then green pepper, red pepper, onions, mushrooms, Mexican corn. Cooked all that, threw the shrimp back in, and then made tiny quesadillas with threw some cheese to melt the Mexican cheese. Fucking delicious. Just make bacalao. So pescatarian, except for the sausage. The sausage was not pescatarian. It was not fake sausage. If vegans and vegetarians hate meat so much, why do they name everything after meat? I don't get it. Why don't they just say, "Oh, this is we're gonna make cauliflower," not we're gonna make a vegan hamburger, which is just fucking cauliflower. No, it's not hamburger. It's not ham. It's not burger. Oh, we're making the vegan cheese. It's not cheese. It's thinly sliced tofu that tastes like nothing. They're trying to lure you to their vegan ways. I guess so. We should start doing the same thing the other way. Oh, what do you have for dinner? Oh, we're having vegan cheeseburger. But there's nothing vegan about it. Oh, we're having cauliflower. We're having non-vegan cauliflower burger. Oh, what is that? Oh, just a quarter pounder of meat. There's way better stuff to get upset about. Is there though? If I keep it at that level though, right? If I get annoyed and mad about stuff at that level, I think I'm doing pretty damn good. You know, if I'm out in the street protesting about the government and religion and aliens and we never walked on the moon and the earth is flat and all this other shit, that's a little bit too much. The fact that I can complain about them trying to call things meat that are not meat to make it more appealing and appetizing to people. Like how they say air frying, but there's no hot pill to fry in. Hot oil to fry in. Yeah, Shelly hates the term air frying because you're not frying anything. You're not frying anything. Which is true. What I always say, I said, oh, what'd you have? I said, oh, I made cod in the thing. Oh, okay. How was it? Really good. Although no, you're not frying it, but I did use oil, so I guess there's something. Wait a second. Not once did we air fry anything last week. Put in that in my Yelp review. Yeah. Shelly literally bought the air fryer for me. She will not usually use it. You know, she's a Southern girl. Born and raised in Jacksonville. Everything goes in oil. You can't not cook it in oil. It just doesn't taste the same. Like you call it a driveway, but you park in it. But then on the parkway, exactly. You get it. I'm going to tell you what is absolutely wonderful, delightful in the air fryer. Pretzels. When you buy the box of those pretzels, right? And then you just wet them. And then you sprinkle all the little salt packet. You sprinkle the salt all over, and it sticks to the water. And then you do them for like 4 minutes, and then they're just so hot and flaky. God, they're just fucking delicious. There's like 12 to the box. I'll eat all 12 if you don't stop me. If you don't tie me down, I'm eating all 12 of those. You can only put 2 in at a time though. Like I want those. I want like eventually when we build our compound, I'm gonna get one of those double fryers. The big ones though. I believe they are vegan pretzels. They're always like, oh, these meatless pretzels. Although they do have the, I think at Walmart, one time she's like, oh, they have cheesesteak stuffed pretzels. I'm like, give me a box of that, and then they were out. They were out. And then I never asked for them again. I'm gonna have to ask for those again. I'll wet my pants before I ever wet a pretzel. Here's the thing, Frank. Do both. Yeah, pretzels in the air fryer are friggin' delicious. We have so much food left over though. I'm like, there's no way we're gonna. Most of the stuff is eventually gonna go in the garbage. There's no way. Like we still have probably like, I don't know, 100 cookies in this house. I'm like, they're getting to the point where they're just really hard because you made them last Thursday, so they're like a week old. Oh man, but the cookies, yeah. So the cookies are just like I ate a bunch yesterday. Probably eat a couple, three today, but otherwise I'm like, what about? Oh, actually, crisp ones are the ones I'm eating. Love those. She wanted to throw them out. I'm like, no. Oh, you burnt these cookies a little bit on the bottom. These are the best cookies ever. You can also probably put them in the air fryer. I can definitely put them in the microwave in the science oven and just heat them up for a few seconds, and then they'll be a little moist. Those will probably be good. We ended up with so much beer. We don't drink beer, so I was like, I don't know what we're gonna do. Whole thing of White Claws. We sent White Claws home with Jess. Like, here, do you drink White Claw? Drink this crap. A lot of just stuff. Like all the lunch meat is like a week old now. I'm not eating. I'm not eating anymore. There's still ham and salami left. I'm not eating those. No, thank you. But thank you for asking. Yesterday, I think it was yesterday. Or the night before, I had lobster ravioli. Delicious. I didn't do those in the air fryer though. Tonight we should be having ravioli because I didn't take anything out for dinner. My wife should be home at a normal time, hopefully. And then I should see her all day tomorrow, and then I should not see her at all on Sunday because she's going to go see her mom all day Sunday. I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to, except for C.W. Blackwell tomorrow at 1 p.m., that interview, I think I'm going to take the weekend off. Fucking relax. You relax. I've been reading more of this Christy Brinkley book, and I find myself more and more and more not understanding her life. How totally different it is from everyone else's life. Like the only bad spoiler alert. The only bad thing she's done in her life so far is at like 25, she was on like some Mediterranean island or something doing shoots, and somebody introduced. They oh, I got to do 3 photo shoots a day for like 4 straight days. Poor me. I got to stand in pose for an hour, 3 times 3 hours a day, and get paid, millions of dollars. And then somebody on the crew introduced her to cocaine, and then so she had a little snort of coke, and she was wide awake for 4 days, or whatever. And then she's like, "Oh, I'm in L.A. and I'm hanging out with Ron Jeremy and some guy named Tom Duffy wearing eyeliner, stuff like that." So it's it's interesting enough, and I feel like at this point I got to finish the book. You know, I'm about a third of the way through it. I want to get up to like the 47th husband and Billy Joel and all. I want all that stuff, but she's still in her 20s. She's making millions of dollars as a supermodel because she's pretty. But you know what? I could have been a supermodel. I'm fucking pretty. Whatever. All right, so I will not be on tomorrow. I might be on Sunday. There's a small chance if YouTube Live plays nicely. Otherwise, I will be here on Monday, the 18th of August, and we will. Remember, today is Assumption Day, but next Tuesday is National Aviation Day for those who celebrate. So good luck. Good luck with all that. You need to punish yourself for even entertaining the idea of reading that book. I know. Could have been, still could model on the beach and get your cocaine fix. You know, probably at the same on the same day on the same photo shoot. It was one of those where the local library, they send you emails several days. And it's like, oh, here's all the autobiographies that just came out. Here's all the horror books that just came out. Here's all this. And I saw that and I popped. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna get it. How bad can it be? I did a bunch of other ones at the same time, and then it took like 6 months to get. In fact, I just got this one today. I went to the library, the Nate Bargatze. This one's been out since like January. I tried to get it, and it finally just came in. Who knows if this is good or not? Could just be his comedy act. What was that guy, Ron something or other? He always had the bourbon. He was one of those the with Larry the Cable Guy and that sign guy and the Jeff Foxworthy guy, the other guy, the older guy. It's the same act for like years and years, and I've seen saw like 2 or 3 specials of him back in the day, and it's the same act all the way through. Nick does speak from experience as a photographer on Tater Salad. Yeah, that guy. And Ron White. I wonder the new Mallerman book from Goodreads. You should get it. And I read he had like his supposedly his biography, and it wasn't his biography. It was basically just his comedy routine, which is jokes from his like the whole book was his comedy routine. Like dumb. One F winning. I don't know what the hell conversation you two are having. I want to remind everybody to subscribe or resubscribe, and also to follow me on YouTube, so that I can have more followers than Chad Lutsky and his lovely wife, and actually make some damn money doing this garbage, instead of giving you all these free stories, this free funny things and comedy specials and stuff. Big winner, no whammy. Stop. At that point, I should have just turned this off. It would have been a better move. All right, everybody, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. You make my dreams come true.